E aí, pessoal, tudo bem? Aqui é a Luciana, da Street Smart Brazil. So I know how confusing it can be to use the verbs ser and estar correctly when you come from a language that doesn't distinguish between the two verbs. That's the case of English. For example, both ser and estar translate as the verb to be. However, in Portuguese, we have two different verbs and they are not interchangeable. So last week, I published a lesson teaching you 8 situations in which to use the verb ser like a pro in Portuguese. Make sure you get that lesson. The link is in the video description. And today, you will learn how to use the verb estar. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you the simple present conjugation of estar. I'm going to show you two main situations in which we use the verb estar and not ser. I'll show you 10 useful expressions with the verb estar. I'll give you a super tip so you can speak Portuguese and sound like a Brazilian. And at the end of the blog post, there are practice exercises using both verbs ser and estar. So I encourage you to follow along with the blog post. All the examples and translations are there. Also links to additional resources and the practice exercises. And a link to the blog post is in the video description. Great, so let's see the conjugation of estar. I'm only going to show you the present tense because it's what I'm going to use in the examples in this lesson. Eu estou, você está, ele está, ela está. Nós estamos, vocês estão, eles estão, elas estão. I have a flashcard app for Android devices that will help you practice the present and past tense of power verbs ser, estar, ter, and ir. I'll put a link to the app in the video description. And I'm working on a PDF expanded version of this app with many additional verb tenses, maybe also a Kindle version. So one way to stay tuned is to sign up to receive my newsletter so you can learn about these flashcards as soon as I launch them. I'll put a link to the newsletter sign up form in the video description. Okay, so let's see the two most common situations in which we use the verb estar. You use the verb estar to express conditions, characteristics, or states that are transitory or not permanent, such as how you feel at a certain moment. So this is very used with emotions. One way to see if you need the verb estar instead of ser is to translate the verb in the sentence to is feeling instead of simply translating to is, which is what it really means. So if using the verb to feel makes sense, then you need estar in Portuguese. Let me show you an example. A Ana está triste porque o André terminou com ela. So I'm saying Ana is sad because André broke up with her. But I could say Ana is feeling sad, right? This is not who Ana is. This is how she's feeling at the moment. And this is the spirit of the verb estar. Let's see more examples. Oi, tudo bem? Como estão as coisas? Oi, tudo bem? Como estão as coisas? Tiago está muito cansado hoje. Tiago está muito cansado hoje. Você está linda com esse vestido. Você está linda com esse vestido. Joana está muito feliz porque recebeu uma promoção no trabalho. Joana está muito feliz porque recebeu uma promoção no trabalho. We also use the verb estar to talk about the location of people, animals, and objects. That is, the location of things that move or can be moved. Let me show you examples. Maria está em casa. Maria está em casa. I want to say something about the preposition em in this sentence. And I know from experience that it's very common for students to say Maria está na casa. But it's not. When we're talking about at home, it's the same in English. You don't say in the home or at the home. You just say at home. So in this case, that's what we do in Portuguese. Em casa. Always like this. Lorena está na praia. Lorena está na praia. Onde está a chave do carro? Onde está a chave do carro? Now I have a lesson with 4 different ways to ask where is in Portuguese, and in this lesson you will learn when to use the verb ser and when to use the verb ficar in addition to the verb estar to ask where is. I'll put a link to that lesson in the video description. So I want to contrast the use and the meaning of the two verbs ser and estar to make it really clear for you. Which of the sentences that I'm going to show you is correct? The one with the verb ser, which is this one, Juliana é feliz, or the second one with the verb estar, Juliana está feliz? Well, both are correct. They express different ideas. In the first sentence, with the verb ser, I mean that Juliana is a happy person in general. That's who she is. In the second sentence with the verb estar, I mean that she's happy at the moment. Maybe she got good news. Maybe she loves a beautiful sunny day, and today is beautiful and sunny. So the context will tell you what's happening, but the fact is that when you use the verb estar, you're talking about how she feels at the moment. Now let's see 10 useful expressions that use the verb estar. In these expressions, all you have to do to customize it to your needs is conjugate the verb estar to the right subject according to your sentence. But the part that I'm showing in bold here doesn't change. So, estou com fome. Estou com fome. All the translations are on the blog post. Todos estão com fome. So you see, all I did, I changed the subject, and so I conjugated the verb accordingly, but the com fome part doesn't change. Todos estão com fome. Helena está com sede. Helena está com sede. Estou com frio. Estou com frio. Estou com calor. Estou com calor. Márcio está com sono. Márcio está com sono. Nós estamos com pressa. Nós estamos com pressa. Mariana não está com medo. Mariana não está com medo. Ela está com ciúme do namorado. Ela está com ciúme do namorado. Ele está com inveja de você. Ele está com inveja de você. I want to finish the lesson with a super tip to help you speak Portuguese and sound like a Brazilian when you're using the verb estar. In spoken Brazilian Portuguese and in informal written Portuguese, we rarely pronounce the full word for the verb estar. We usually drop the first syllable, the es part of the verb. Let me show you. Tô muito feliz hoje. Tô muito feliz hoje. Tá tudo bem com você? Tá tudo bem com você? Quem tá com fome? Quem tá com fome? I cannot say this enough. The secret to speaking a foreign language comfortably is practice. All we need is a lot of practice. So there are practice exercises on the blog post. Make sure you go to the blog post. The link is in the video description. And you can also practice with the Street Smart Brazil professional. We offer Brazilian Portuguese lessons via Skype. It's a simple, convenient, and effective way to learn Portuguese from anywhere in the world. So book a trial lesson with us to get started. Muito obrigada. Tchau, tchau.